Whoops, sorry about that, you guys. There we are. Here I am. How are you? Welcome to Free Tip Friday. I'm Kate Richburg. It's beadshop.com on Friday, December 20th. 2024, my friends, is winding down. But that's not going to let us wind down, right? We're going to keep going with the earring project that I started on Wednesday's broadcast. If you missed Wednesday's broadcast, the bead shop live that I did just 2 days ago, if you're watching this on replay, it was on the 18th. And it was all about, I'll show it. It was this one, working with connectors and brick stitch. But I'm going to change that eventually to say part 1 of this, and this will be part 2 of this crescent brick stitch. But anyway, it's a super fun earring project. I hope you all love it. Gosh, everybody is here watching. We always appreciate your support here, my friends. Let me tell you, number one, we're having a little bit of work done here today. So you're going to hear some drilling. You're going to hear some workmen. We're getting solar put in. We're super excited, but our solar team is here doing everything. So you may hear some bumps along the way, but that's what you're hearing. This is the final broadcast before the holidays, right? We've got Christmas Eve, Hanukkah. We've got solstice this weekend. So there will not, on Christmas Day, I'm not popping in to do a broadcast. I know. I'm sorry. But Christmas Day, Chris and I, our butts are going to be firmly planted on our chairs in the living room, and we'll be watching fun TV and having fun snacks. So I will see you folks at, I guess it'll be a week from today, right? Next Free Tip Friday. Terry, this is a great question. Terry is asking about the temperature project. Well, about mid-year, things got away from me. So I want to tell you, my temperature project is nowhere being done. But I'm going to talk about it. We'll see. Maybe I can just slide it into the new year. I don't know. We'll see what happens. But I do have to confess, my temperature project was not wasn't the best. I had best intentions, but it didn't always happen. I'm going to put some lipstick on because it looks like my lipstick is uneven. Get at while you can hear some drilling. All right. Today is this color. I'm loving it. Kind of, burgundy. Perfect for the season. Anyway. Oh, I should do this though, like the influencers. Right? Okay. Perfect. What else have we got? So apologies for that. But perhaps we will, maybe revisit it. I don't know. I love a temperature project so much. And it's pretty easy to get the data. So I don't know. Maybe I'll finish it. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. Right. Because I'd really like to start another one, but maybe I can make it a little less crazy. Oh, I'm going to miss you too, Cherie. Thank you so much. Wishing me and my honey a fabulous Christmas. Well, Chris is right over here doing some inventory counting. So he's gotten those good wishes and is waving back to everybody. So yes. And I love this. Thank you, Carrie, for the kind holiday wishes. That's right. It's going to be, it's going to be a cozy holiday for sure. All right. Well, let's take a look at, Lily, oh my gosh. Well, you know what I'm going to do? I will, and it looks like, Ellen, you've got a temperature project. Janice, I think this is a good one. We can do a show that showcases other people's temperature projects. That's what we did last year. It looked really great. I can pull mine out from last year, which was awesome. So stay tuned. I like to do those at the beginning of the year. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. We'll see. Let's see. Just going back to seeing if there's any other things we need to discuss. Okay, let's get to this earring. Let me show you how far I did get to it, which was great. And I finished the beading around it. So let me highlight that. Let me scoot over here, from here over to this one, and let's take a look. So we also put this up as a project, everybody. So if you go to the homepage right now on beadshop.com, later on it'll be in earrings, but I named this Swing Time. We're putting this in with the dancer earrings because the dancer earrings are basically components that have brick stitch around them with or without dangles. So it's called Swing Time. If you click on that right now, if you're watching us live on December 20th, you can see it there on the homepage. Later on, you can take a deep dive into earrings and it'll be there, Swing Time. And it's all there. Everything that I've used is listed, and there's more learning for the original dancer earrings. Let me actually go ahead, and I want to share my screen here with you folks real quick. And while I do that, let me do this. And while I do that, I will put up this banner. StreamYard moved things around a little bit, so I have to find the banners. There we go. You know where you can find us all over the web at beadshop.com. Join us on our Facebook group. We'd love to have you over there. The Facebook group, The Bead Table. And you can also find us on Instagram at beadshop.com. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to hit us up via email, and we are always on the other side of the line to share. Okay, so here's the homepage right here. Okay, let me take this down. All right, and you can see, oh, let me get this admin thing off too. Sorry, that shows on mine. Okay, so we're right there. And folks, you can see, let me point out real quick, see on the big homepage page, on the bottom, on the right there, how it says rewards. If you haven't logged into your rewards lately, or check out your rewards or whatever, check it out. You know, we've made it really easy for you to, and I know a lot of you use them, which is great. But if you haven't, you can click over, read about our rewards program. They're really easy to accrue and to redeem. So if you haven't logged in, you're automatically logged in when you make an order. So if you haven't explored the rewards or the VIB, very important beater rewards, do me a solid and check that out. I think you're going to be pretty happy with our rewards program. So take a look at it down there. Okay. And that you can see on the main screen, it's right at the bottom. There it is on the right. But let me go ahead and click into this project. So you can see, you can also see our coupon codes for the month of December. I'm going to scroll up. We've got a few of Dria's Third Thursday earring kits that I showed you yesterday are back. And I also wanted to tell you the 11-aught Delicas that you folks love so much, those have been restocked. But let's go right to our Swing Time project. Can you see that here? It's all here. Everything's listed, what we've got going on here, right? And here's kind of the generic shopping list over here on the left. And if you go to the original dancer earrings, there's a whole bunch of really fun projects there. Pardon me, that you can see. My rumba project, which I kind of forgot about. Those rumba earrings. I need to wear those sometime. I really, really love those. There's Dragon Dance. You folks really love those as well. The Mambo earrings that I showed yesterday. And then you can see here the smaller ones. We're not really carrying that loop anymore, that Forest Secrets loop, which we just loved. But you can substitute anything for that loop. That was a Tiara Cast product, and I'm not sure that we can get them singly yet. But if we can, we'll get those back in for you. But it's really easy to use another component on those. So these are really fast and fun makes. Great for all seasons, all times. Drea really loves making these as well. She's made quite a few. She has a great pair that I have from her that I can't find for some reason, but they're all there for you to take a look at. So let me get rid of that. And let's take a look at what I've got on my board. Oh, and Terry, thanks you guys for the really nice comments on the rewards. Rewards don't expire, and they're really, really easy to use. So thank you, folks, so much. It's really nice of you to give us those nice shout outs. Thank you. Yeah, a toggle. We've got a lot of toggle loops that you can use, and the Nun design toggle loops that we carry, you can buy the toggle bar and the loop separately. And so you could definitely use those loops also. Okay. So thanks, JP, for doing that. We did have to order them special from TierraCast. We had kind of a little understanding with them. So maybe the company that's making them now can do that for us. So it's great. Oh, I love that. Terry saves them into a heaping pile of indulgence. That's awesome. Yes, the more you spend, the more rewards you get, and you can get yourself a nice stash by utilizing or cashing in those rewards. So we want to thank you always for being such great shopping partners here with us at Bead Shop. I showed you folks this one on Wednesday. This is that original Ali Mori that she did. I think this might be in one of the lookbooks, maybe. I can't remember. But again, it's really simple, just like I've done here with this component, just like we've done with the dancer earrings. But it's great to use as a pendant. Fast, easy, fun to do. So here's the component from Wednesday. Okay, can you see that? It's here. I finished. Let me try and get this kind of tight for you to see it. There we go. So can you see how the top right there, that's where I did the picot. And I started here, went around, then I just did the 2-part brick stitch, went around, and then I went back. I did the picot over here, and then I did the picot over here. And here's where my thread is coming out from that picot there. And so this is, just to refresh your memory, this is an 8/0, that's an 11, that's a 15. Okay. So yes, Leslie, we shipped your order. I think it was yesterday. We shipped it out. So you'll be seeing that over the pond. Needs to make a trip from here over to the UK for you, but hopefully you'll see it soon. So now I'm set up to do some fringe, to do some more brick stitch. I don't know. I think I'm going to do a little more brick stitch here and then maybe go into some fringe. I also have to attach this brio. Okay. The ear wire that I have earmarked for this is the gold filled one with the little ball, but you can put any ear wire on this that you like. Okay. So I'm using the 8-457. What I have here, they're really close in color. This is 457L. This is actually the light one. I think on the list, I put just 457 because I think this L might have been a stray one, though we do carry it. But I wanted this to be all tone on tone, and you can't really tell the difference here. So either way, you can do the 457 or the 457L. We also have the 641 here, and we have the Patina Iris, the 2008. So good, right? And yes, we're almost cut. We're almost caught up, you guys. Carrie, I love it. She's saying hers should be there today with lots of bead studio goodies. Yes. So it's great. It's great. We are finally getting caught up. And yes, Janice says that this 457, the L, this is actually light bronze, and the regular 457 is dark bronze. So either will work. Okay. So now, let me just see. I need to kind of test to see the lineup that I want to do. So when I test stuff like this, what I do is I get out a head pin. Let me see if I can find one. A head pin. I want it to be. Here we go. This'll work. And I'm going to line up some of the pieces that I have. Here we go. I'll use the anti-press. Just to kind of see how things are going to look together, okay, before I stitch. So let's see. I've got the bronze. So maybe I do a bronze. Maybe I do this color. Maybe I do 2 of those. And so maybe I would do this going across. That doesn't look too bad, right? And I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to taper it in like this, like this, like this, and like this. Maybe I'll do the first one all the way. Maybe I'll do it like that because it kind of looks like it tapers anyway because this beadwork comes out to there. Okay. So I think the way that I'm going to have to do this, well, let me see. I meant to string my needle and I got distracted. What a surprise. I'm going to see if I can do this as a 4-drop so that this is all one even row. Okay? Because if I did this as 2 and 2, the line may not line up, right? Because I do 2 and then across I'd have to catch under the thread bridge and I might be slightly offset. It might look interesting, but and maybe I take off, maybe I just do this. If I'm going to do that, maybe I just do the 3 because that top one will kind of look like the band, right? Let's see how that looks. So this one goes in, that'll be this one. So remember at the beginning of the brick stitch, we do this, then I come in, the second row comes in like this. You get this down. Right, can you see that? How that kind of goes? I think that's right. I think that's how I want it. So what I do is I'm going to catch under the thread bridge here. And for the first part of this, if you missed the first part on Wednesday, you can go back and watch that, right? And then you can come back because that's where we stitch this one. This is the mini hoop, the half circle mini hoop. We call it a mini hoop, but it's not really that many. We also have it in the rectangle. But see here, I'm pulling that under. So that's sitting like this. And this needle comes in and goes through that stack of 3. So I'm doing 3 stacks. So let's see how that looks. Let me tighten that up. Now, I'm not going to go through this first loop like this too much. I think I can come back and reinforce this and stuff a little bit later because I'm going to have to go back and maybe I do dangles from here. I'm not really sure, but I'm going to keep going forward. I'm not even going to reinforce that. So sorry, folks, you're hearing our reserve batteries go up. So we won't run out of power. Isn't that awesome? So if the power does go out, here in the summer, it's foolish if you live in the Central Valley and don't have solar. because it's just so flippin' hot here, right? And so it feels like we're on the surface of the sun. So, so yeah, we've got some reserve batteries. We've got a lot of power. So it's going to be good. It's going to be good. So see here, I've got these. Oh, I'm not putting on 2 rows, sorry. I'm putting on 1 row. And I'm going under the thread bridge and back around. And of course, I was really adamant in telling myself not to screw that up. And of course I did. Let me take it out. When you're putting this on, my friends, remember, you want to put it on the right direction. You flip that over. Remember on Wednesday, I was a little directionally challenged as well. I thought I had it solved today. So open this way. There we go. No, I'm doing it again. I'm still being directionally challenged. Let me flip it. There we go. Under the thread bridge. And now up. It wouldn't matter if I wasn't putting that bronze bead at the bottom. All right. And underneath. Oh, that is true. That's interesting, Dawn. Since we are running the power here and we're running off of solar, it does make us a sustainable business, which is kind of cool. I mean, it's really cool. We try and do everything we can. We'll have to look into that. So see, there's that one. So now let's do the next one. Okay. So this one is coming down this way. So this goes here. This goes here. This goes here. And underneath. So we lead with that bronze one, right? Can you see that? And now we go under. The stack of 3, a stack of 2 maybe might have been better. I don't know. The stack of 3 seems to be working okay, right? I could have come in, just done the stacks of 2 and then come in and done a single underneath, but I'm going with the 3. Keep going. Yeah, so many panels too. But it's really reassuring to know that we've got backup batteries, especially in the summer, because it just freaks out, you know, when it's 110 degrees here and you're praying that the AC, that the power doesn't go out. There we go. And here we go. And we'll get some more. I like how this 6- what is this? 6-641, right? I like it. Bronze first. 2 of these. Let's see, there was a question. Let me see. You were talking, Mary, and I can't find your comment. We were talking about the yellow. What I did put out was that 4mm. In the photo, it is, it's this one. Let me grab it. And then I actually made a change. It's the opaque yellow copper Picasso. It's this right here. And I loved really how it looked with the gold. So to be honest, I listed this one. This is the matte iris brown. But to be honest, I guess I haven't really made a decision yet because this is the one that's in the photo. This is the one that's in the listing. So if that's what you're talking about, the one that looks a little more yellow, maybe with some yellow undertones, it's that one. So let me go through here. And tighten down. I'm going to turn it. And again, we appreciate all of you, whatever platform you're watching on. We're going out on a bunch of different platforms as usual today. So we've got a bunch of people watching. If you want to watch this on replay, great place to find it is over on our YouTube. We've got so many YouTube tutorials on there for you, live broadcasts, etc., that you can find. Over 900 of them on there. Look at that. Sorry if I'm going out of frame. But you can find all of these there. So if you're new to us, hit that like, subscribe, and notification button. I promise you it's not usually this noisy, but it's a big day for us. We've got like 5 guys here doing the solar. So, pretty exciting. And then, yeah, these, the ADOTs that I'm using, this is it's the 641. Let me see what color that actually is. I use this color a lot. I love it. This is the dyed rose bronze silver lined alabaster. I love the alabasters. It's just like what we did in the eggnog mix this year, for the monthly mix for December. I just love them. Love, love. But you know, you can use anything as an accent color in here, right? My goal was to make these kind of all, you know, monochromatic with just a touch of this 208. Why is this escaping me? This matte metallic patina iris, one of my favorites. And then this rose color. But you could do the pop of color in any color you want. We also have these in the different metal finishes, in the copper and the silver. But right now I'm super into the gold. I don't know why I am, but I am. So I just love it for the holiday. It's so warm, and I love how it really picks up the glow of the silver lined beads as well. So I think this looks about right? And when I come back in and stitch, I'll catch this little funny one that's there. Okay. So now I need to make some more decisions. Is this enough brick stitch? I don't know. I think they're starting to put the panels up, so you're going to hear some more excitement. Let's put some dangles together, shall we? Maybe I want to come in and taper this in one more, maybe just, I don't know. Let me see how it looks. I'm going to do this. We need to do 2. I think so. And this. Did that taper in at all? Maybe. I don't know. Maybe I like that single. I don't know. What do you guys think? Taper? Taper? No taper? Before I do the fringe, I'm definitely going to do fringe. Let me make the fringe pattern, and then I'll decide about this. Okay? So let me put this in. Let me get that. And I also have these 3 millimeters. I could do a row. I love the brick stitch with this. Bear with me here just a second. Oh my gosh, it's like an earthquake here. I don't know if you guys can hear that, but there are definitely giant solar panels going up on the roof. Ma, you'll be happy to know I can see my mom is watching. My dad's probably watching too. I don't know if he is or not. But the report from the guys on the solar is that the roof looks great. So just thought I'd share that with you. There we go. Oh, yeah, the Miyuki rings. That's, Dawn is saying, the fringe on the waterfall earrings when I use the spacer. Let me see. Bear with me here just a second. You know what? I'm going to go over. Keep looking at this. I'm going to run to the Miyuki spacers real quick. I feel like we need those. Don't you feel like we need those? Let me see. I think they're all right over here. The DPs, Miyuki spacers. Here they are. And yes, super smart. And I'm going to leave these right here for a moment. Look at these. I think I'm going to use them in gold. Look at that. Bam. Super smart. Let me go back over here. Yeah, here's the gold. Let me go out a little bit here. Let me do this. Yeah, I like it because it'll also pull this gold down into the fringe, right? Okay. Okay. So let me go ahead and taper then. I'm going to stitch to here. I'm going to go under this thread bridge. Or maybe I have to go up like this. Ooh, that's a loud one. Oh, yeah. Well, that's okay. I'm going to go under here because I think I want to come out. I don't know. Maybe I'm doing this all for naught. Maybe I just want to put my beads on here. Let me get my thread back to a place where I want it to be. Sorry, the noise kind of distracted, and then I was reading comments and I was thinking kind of forward to my next thing. Let me just put my thread back where it went. Okay, there's my thread. Okay, right there. So now let me, I'm going to taper one more row. So I'm going to put these two on. And instead of this first thread bridge, I'm going to go under the second thread bridge. Okay. And that I think might help. Yep. See how that helps that taper? There we go. That's what I want. Oh, good. My mom said you can hardly hear any workmen. That is good to know because it's loud. So let me just do this quick. This is a single, so it's going to go fast. And then I think the fringe. Okay. So just bear with me here. I mean, I could brick stitch this all day. It would be really cool, I think, also to do kind of a brick stitch taper so the earring is kind of solid. If you look at this Super Duo earring that I wear all the time, I thought it was sitting here. Maybe it's not. But that Super Duo earring I wear all the time, that's a solid Super Duo. Yeah, here it is. And that tapers too. right? So you could kind of mimic this kind of feeling down there, right? Yeah, no, I encourage you. Our solar people are great. So if you need a referral, let me know. We're really happy with it. And why not? If the sun is shining, why not grab that energy, right? Better for all of us. Whoops. Okay. And it's only taking a 1-day install. It's great. It's going to be done. We'll be up and running soon. Okay. So here we go. And see here how this is kind of scooching out like this right there. This is I'm going to come up. I'll go into this one. I'll go into this one because I want to come down here and bring this in, right? And then I want to come down here, and that will bring that little line in. And I'll come down here. Now I'm ready for fringe. Okay. So that's ready. Okay. So now let's look at some fringe. And maybe the fringe will also taper, maybe like that. I don't know. So this is where I'm going to do some laying out, so I kind of know what's going to happen. I like these 3 millimeters a lot, too. So I'm going to put, I think I'm going to do a picot at the bottom. I don't think that these really will go on the wire, but I know there's a little picot. Whoops, sorry. Let's do that. I know the slant was torturing me as well, for sure. But sometimes, like this side, like this edge is kind of funky right there. It's slanted. I'm going to fix that when I go down this way. Okay. I didn't want to spend too much time on it, but yeah. So there's going to be a little picot. So this will be at the bottom. Then I need to put these guys. I just love Miyuki spacers. So good. So let's put a Miyuki spacer, and then let's put, look at that. Let's put that 4 mil. Then I think maybe I'll put, let's see what a line of spacers look like. And I'm going to work off the center and go out. Okay, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I've got 9. I've got an odd number, which is great because 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is the center right there for my center fringe. So my center fringe will be long, and then there'll be 4 tapering up on one side, 4 tapering up on the other. So I think I want to add 3 of those little rings. And then maybe another band. Maybe I want to band those with the, maybe I want this, the small 11/0. Let's see how that looks. Yeah, that's good. Right there. And maybe I'll make the fringe, instead of with all of the 8/0, maybe I'll fringe it with 11s. Let me see what that looks like. Okay. Let's see. That looks good. Feels a little bare. I feel like, so I'm going to leave this together. And let me make another. Is it too dark? There's no dark up here, and it looks kind of weird that that's just there, right? So maybe I'll do the 3. Maybe I'll give myself 2 and one of those. I think that this bronze needs to come down in here somewhere. So let me put another one of these and a bronze. And what I do when I'm designing fringe like this, I keep all, yeah, this is looking better already. I keep all of my little samples so I can compare what's going on. Does that make sense? So let me zoom in a little bit. Yeah, I could definitely, if we taper, we could put this briolet at the bottom. We could do that instead of inside. Maybe I like that open. Maybe I like that better. You might be right on that, Dawn. Let me keep building this one though. Let me do this. I do like this kind of double thing, but maybe I want to repeat. Maybe I want to do that. Repeat that motif from above. Put this one in. I need to get this 3mm up here in the body of this. Maybe it needs to be around those light ones or it doesn't really show. Go in there. Can't see the hole. Come on. There we go. Now this. Now this. Is that 2 dot dash? I don't know. I liked this taper. I liked this better. Maybe 1, 2, 3. Maybe I need the gold. I'm going to pull it off. Put those 2 on. This gold. That's better. Fringe to me has to be like opulent and interesting, but not too crazy. I agree, Ada. I think I need more gold, right? So I added that gold there. Let me add 2 gold up here to balance this out, right? 1, 2. And I agree. I didn't really like the 11s too much, right? Yeah, and I'm going to repeat this pattern for sure. What I'm thinking of, since this is the center one, okay, maybe I need 5, right, since this is number 5. And I will repeat this as I go up, but each time I'll remove an A dot, if that makes sense. Okay. And this, I think, makes this bottom one look okay. Maybe I just want to put one of these now up top. Okay. I'm going to build a couple of the shorter ones just so we can see. Okay. So here is a 3mm. 2 of these, a 4mm, a spacer, an A dot in bronze, a spacer, 2 of the alabaster, 1 and 2, 1 spacer. Now this is where I reduce the line. Okay. Yes, Leslie, you can hear the order printer. That is correct.
Overflowing bins.
Right? Overflowing bins, flurry of activity. So much happening here at Bead Shop West. So see, there were 5 and now there are 4 in there. Okay, so let's do this. 1 of these, 2 of these, 1 spacer, 1 bronze, 2 alabaster, 1 gold, and now 3 of these. Usually when I do fringe, I try and make like a block of color. So that's where I can lengthen or shorten my design so that this design stays consistent. Does that make sense throughout, right? And these. Okay, so that's the next taper. Okay, so that's 3. 1, 2. So, and so on. So I don't have to do the other ones. You get the idea here, right? I think that, what's your vote, everybody? Let me put it this way. What's your vote? We could put the brio at the bottom, or instead, we could put the brio at the top. What do you think? That's how it looks up there. I don't know. I kind of like the weight. I don't think I want to do them both. The crowd is split. Well, we could do it both. I don't know. It does feel a little crowded up here to me, right? I'm just not sure, though. There's no, oh my gosh. We're split like 50-50. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to start from here. I'm going to do the fringe. And when we get to the center fringe, we're going to decide. Okay. And I think we should, the brio will add some weight. So I think we only want it in one place. I'm inclined to do the bottom because I like it kind of, it feels like it anchors it down here. Like there's an anchor down there and there's an anchor up there. Let's just see what happens. Okay. So let me just start. So I know I need a 3 millimeter. I need 2 of the spacers. And this is going to be 1, 2, 3. So number 4 has 2 of the 8/0, and the number 1 position just has 1. So I need 1 of these 8s. I need another Miyuki spacer, and then everything is the same. It just gets reduced right in here. Do you see that there? Yeah, I could do a brio, the bezeled briolette might be good, but I feel like this is so big up here that having an anchor down here might be the right thing. Yeah, and I could do a smaller drop. I could do the bezel brio up here at the top, maybe. Let's let that simmer. But can you see it's like, well, when it's not really the time to worry about it, Oh, and you can see here, see how I screwed that up? I added a bead. That bead doesn't go there. So remind me when I get to this, I need to take that bronze one out. So there's this, there's a Miyuki spacer, there's a bronze. I just put it, actually what I didn't do is I didn't add a spacer there. That's what's missing. Okay. So it's always good to map out these dangles so you don't screw it up. Right, so that's there. Now I need another spacer. Then I need the 4 mil. Then I need the 2 spacers and the 3 mil. Oh, show how it looks without the dangle, JP. I can. So let me just hold it up. So that's it without the dangle. Here, let me add myself in. So if I'm looking here, I don't know, it's kind of hard to see it. Right? So we're there. I'm just going to make this, it's going to be a say something earring. So you don't have to make yours this giant as well, right? You could use a smaller finding here, but this is definitely going to be a statement piece. So, because we've got smaller loops, right? So here, this looks right? Let me just double check it. This, the bronze, the spacer, bastard, the bronze, the 4 mil, the 3 mil. Perfect. Now I'm going to do a picot. I'm going to do 3. And that's going to do the finishing at the bottom. Because when we design, you know, I like to think about negative space. And not only does the shape of the bead, where the bead takes up space, you know, contribute to the design, but it's also the space that the bead has around it as well, right? That contributes. It keeps the eye moving around the design. Sorry, I just couldn't grab onto that needle. You may want to switch your needle out for a longer beading needle. I might have to take this in like a couple of bites as I do this, but let me see if I can get that picot to picot here. Come on. There we go. And this is Fireline, right? So I'm not going to worry about going back down. I'm just going to go through. But I do, this little picot is giving me a little bit of trouble, but because that little picot calls back this patina that I did up there. Okay. All right. So let me go down into my next one. And you don't want to pull it too tight. You want to have movement, right? And I could bead around the interior. That's a really great idea, Michelle, as well. We could come in just like Allie did here, and maybe I'll do that and bead around the interior of this. And I could do that with the 11s, right? I could do this picot maybe or something like that on the inside, something like that anyway. So we'll see. We'll see. I don't know. Let me do this. Let me do these 2. Let me do these 2. So now I need to go to 2 of these bronze. I need 1 of these. I need 2 of the rose alabaster. I need 1. Oh, it's time to dump out more of these guys here. The thing about a project like this, folks, the way I tackle it when I'm designing on the fly, right? And you know, I design on the fly a lot for you guys, for all of you folks. And I take it in steps, right? Like I'm kind of ruminating about what's going to happen here. And I'm also ruminating about this brio at the bottom. But I'm not worried about making the decision yet, right? That's for like 2 steps away me and like 8 steps away me to think about, right? So I'm not worrying about it yet. When I get to it, I'll worry about it. It's kind of in my mind, but I don't have to make the decision yet. So with anything that you're designing, I say just take the design step as it comes, right? And I'm going to have to take this in bites, right? So I'm going through this because my needle is short. I'm not using a long beading needle. And you could change out to the long beading needle for this. And I'll go through here, pull it up. Make sure that I've caught all of them on the dangle. Go up through its coordinating bead above it. Pull on that picot. Pull here. Not too tight. Tight enough so that it doesn't have any space, but it's not so stiff that it doesn't have movement. Check that you don't have any extra thread, that your bead count looks right. Everything looks correct there. Okay, so now we've got this one strung up. So, and here I need to add a spacer. A spacer goes right there. So let me just take these off. It's handy to have them laid out like this on head pins because you can just run your needle through. And then I need one of these. Whoops. Then I'll just hold this like this. Make sure they're in the right order. Take the head pin out and slide my needle through. Okay. And then this, and this, and this. Whoops. Okay. Now I'll pull this back up. And I'll go through like this many. And up. And this many. And up. And up through there. Yeah, the head pins for auditioning the fringe, Margaret, it's really a helpful tip, right? So see here how I have some extra thread there. It's kind of hard to see, but I want to make sure that I get that extra thread out. So I hold on to the picot, I pull this thread, and see how that brings everything in tight. And that tightens it up. Let's check. There we go. There it is. Oh, some of the power went out. Some of the power. Right?
Trying to whip out the flashlight.
Right. It shouldn't be real long, Miranda. Sorry.
Bring it on.
Ask Chris. I got Chris a cap with a light in it for walking at night. So
He
we
totally
literally,
needs that control button.
yeah, he does. Oh, you know what? Move that one over. You can also use one of these. You can turn this.
I'm just digging in the box.
All right. Okay. All right. And Janice, that's a good, there's so much going on over here. Love it. I could leave these on the head pins, JP, turn them into dangles. I could, and capture the loop of this in through the brick stitch bridge. I could. What I might do instead of capturing them in the loop, JP, is I would brick stitch instead of a bead. I would brick stitch a small jump ring. Okay. So that the ending of all of these would be jump rings. Then I would do a loop on the top of these and add this loop into the jump ring that I brick stitched into this row. Does that make sense? It would be fun to do, right? You could certainly try that out and see if that works, right? And the fringe, exactly, JP, the fringe would be super mobile that way. It would be fun. It'd be a fun thing to try for sure. Maybe you need to make a pair of dancer earrings with that technique. So here's fringe number 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. We're all set up. And I'm going to pull this out this way. Make sure it's going the right way, the correct direction. Put this in. This brick stitch, Carolyn, is perfect for 1.8 millimeter cubes. You know, now that, oh, look, I didn't come down that bead. Oops. Let me slide these off. I got too excited. Cubes are great for brick stitch, and the 1.8 millimeter, the small cubes we carry, are simply sublime for it. Love. If you look at the Dragon Dance project that I did, you'll be able to see how I did the brick stitch with shadows. I think I used little shadows. There we go. This is almost righted. So I think it looks really nice. So same thing with the cubes. It would have kind of that same look to it, right? I don't want this to come off. I'll slide all of these off. So I put the head pin between my fingers like that. I push the head pin back, and so that my beads stay in order between my fingers, and I just pull them down like that, right? So look at how nice that is. So let's do a picot. 1, 2, and 3. And we'll go up. And I think I'm much more back in my zone today, even though all kinds of distracting things are going on around me. Do you find sometimes when you're doing something else, or when you're doing something and like other things are going on around you, that it's almost easier to focus? Do you have that? Is that our ADHD or whatever, Miranda? Is that
hacking your ADHD?
Oh, I love it. So that's why, like, if I'm listening to a lecture or I'm listening to something, if I have knitting in my hands or crocheting, it allows me to focus a little bit better. I didn't know that was the thing. I love this fringe pattern too. I really do. And yeah, we have a bunch of brick stitch earrings. If you go to brick stitch tassel earrings, Janice is like, no, I don't find that helpful. Janice, I think you're a much better focuser than I am. I really sometimes have trouble focusing, as you can ask my second grade teacher. Katie has trouble not visiting with her neighbor. What a surprise. But I am easily distracted, my friends. But if I'm working on a focused task and I have hubbub, it's almost easier for me. Take that out. Slide this in. Now we come to briolette or not briolette. That is the question. I know my mom says she's easily distracted as well. It's probably where I get it. There's the brio. No brio. I'm going to say I'm almost going to say no brio anywhere. I don't know. Because when I add this brio, let me put it here like this so it's not sideways. When I add the brio, I feel like all you're looking at is at the briolette. Okay? But if I take that brio out, you can see how pretty it is without it. And I think all of you are agreeing with me. Yep. All right. Perfect. And look at this taper here. Right? Right? It is I love it. So strange that easily distracted, difficulty paying attention is now a diagnosis. I love it. And JP, thank you. Yeah, I see Dawn is liking the brio. I agree. It's kind of like, I wish that maybe we had the brio smaller, or maybe I had small ones all along the bottom. It's close. I'm going to say no. I'm going to say no to the brio. Margaret, you and I would have been best friends in grade school for sure. Margaret was always looking out the window. Same. Yeah, I also always staring out the window daydreaming until the teacher closed the blinds. That's right. It's true. Yeah, and I think maybe one row of beads on the inside. I agree. All right, so let's keep going. Okay. I'm gonna finish this one. How am I doing on time? Let's see. 1, 2, 3. So we're going to retake the photo anyway. So the photo is going to change it up. I mean, if you like the briolette, you do you. I mean, I'm about 60-40 on the brio. Okay. But I'm going to go with what you all voted for. Okay. There we go. Yeah, I've got about 16 minutes. That's right, JP. I can get a lot of beading done in 16 minutes. Let's see. Yeah. And let's bring it up. I want to see how this taper looks, so I'm going to go fast. Okay, so I need one of these. Oh, I need to go down that bead. I can get you some more light, Miranda, or you're good? I can text Chris to bring his hat.
No, that's okay.
Okay. Miranda's a total trooper. Nothing phases our Miranda. I have seen Miranda in the thick of it. when we were losing our studio out at Sorensen's, her partner JoJo was losing her studio as well. And I will tell you, no one cooler under pressure than you. I was someone has to be. That's why I was like, do you need a job?
Yes.
Yeah. And will you come be my bead shop ride or die, please? All right, perfect. See how that all worked out? That's right. Poor Vita. 1, 2, 3, and one of the 3 mil. I like these 3 millimeter a lot. And remember how when we just had the 3 millimeter down here, and I think adding that 3 millimeter up there in the row really kind of pulled it all together. So I think what happens is it just kind of pulls it. Pulls it all together. Alfie is fine. Alfie loves workmen. So when we have people come over to do stuff on the house, or even people come in, Alfie's just like, I want to be right in there. Like the vacuum, he is he's all about the vacuum. He totally has FOMO. He's like, I want to get out there. Give me a hard hat, everybody. I'm going to go out there and install a panel. Or he'll just supervise. That's what he wants to do. He wants to sit there, dangle his paws. Maybe take a snooze, but he wants to be there. Yeah, and JP, that's a good point. The check smooth drops are actually the perfect size for this. That's actually what we need at the bottom. We are refreshing. You're going to see this weekend a bunch of check glass. That's what Chris was doing. He was inventorying. And we're putting a bunch of check glass on closeout because starting with the new year, we're doing some check glass revamps. So I think you're really going to like some of the new things that we're getting. But first, we have to clear some things out. So you'll see more of those smooth drops, right? Yeah, the baubles on the bauble chain would work. Unfortunately, that bauble chain is no more, which is kind of a bummer, right? Yeah, Diane, he would help install a panel and then he'd go get them a stick. It is true. I love the look of this too, Lorraine. I love kind of the weird, kind of non-conventional shape of this, just like this Super Duo one I did with the Super Duos, right? I love an earring that has kind of a weird shape, right? Yeah, it's true, Terry. Everyone just shows up to visit Alfred, and then all of a sudden they realize they have other tasks like putting up solar panels or cleaning the house or delivering an Amazon package. Whatever. 2, 3. So that's, how many do I need? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This one had 1, 2, 3, 4. So this one just has 3. Yep, and I need to take one off. I'm getting too wound up in a story. I need to pay attention. That's why presetting with the, and see, I screwed that one up. See, there's 2 right there. So let me tell you. Yeah, let me tell you. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let me put it this way. That's right. That's right. That's right. That's right. That's right. That is not right. So let me show you what I do. Get all in tears. But I get an old pair of wire cutters, one that I don't care about so much. I'm going to come in and I'm going to break this bead. Instead of this one's looser. I'm going to come in and I'm going to try not to snip the thread. Did it do it? Not catching the thread. Yeah, it broke. Perfect. Okay. So now I'm going to pull that up so that extra is done. Thank you for noticing. So that's correct, right? This is correct. This is correct. Pull that up just a little bit, not too tight. This goes up. One of these, 1 and 1, 1 4 mil, 2 spacers, 1 3 mil, it is an earring. That is correct. This also would make a terrific pendant, right? If you don't want a big, a big say something earring, just make it into a pendant, right? That's okay. Hey, Miranda, would you do me a solid and get me the gold-filled ear wire with the 3 millimeter ball, please? And thank you.
Yeah, are those the new one?
That's not the new one. We'll go up here. We'll go up here. Thanks.
Just one?
Yeah, I just need one for now. There we go. Slide this up. So how many, where are we? 2 more, right? This is the center. That one, I need 2 more. I agree, Ellen. I feel like this earring does have kind of an ancient feeling to it, which I am okay with, right? I like that kind of, I excavated these earrings and smuggled them out. So not good. But I wanted them real bad. Then my conscience got the better of me, and then I returned them to their country of origin. But,
You didn't get haunted?
yeah, so I didn't get haunted by the earrings or by my conscience. I'm making my own ancient earring. Let's put these up, make sure that I've done that correctly. Yes. A 4 mil. 2 of these. 1 3. And the picot. Look at, it also does have kind of a kachina kind of figure to it, right? Especially like with this headdress kind of feel. But look at the half diamond that this makes, right? This half diamond also kind of, or this inverted triangle really, also kind of echoes this motif there, right? Does have a little bit of an Etruscan feel. I love it. I remember we studied ancient civilizations, I think in 7th grade. That was my favorite. That cemented my love. The Tigris and Euphrates rivers. I was paying attention in class to that during that time. That was fun. My 7th grade teacher was a cool lady. She was really nice. So here we go. Hold this down. Mabel Kelby, Mrs. Kelby, my 7th grade teacher. One last one. Okay. So let's go down. So now this is where, see how this is kind of wonky, right? This bead. So instead of just coming over and going down, I'm going to go up. I'm going to go through that bead at the top. Except I didn't go through that bead at the bottom. Let me just send this needle back and hope that I'm not splitting a thread. Let's see. Nope, totally splitting a thread. I've got to unthread it. There we go. Okay, there we are. That's that. Let me rethread it. Needle that thread. I need to get it, sorry, I need to get it closer into my line of vision. Sorry, everybody, but that's a good place to take a screenshot. If you're screenshotting, there we go. Now, I'm going to come up this bead right there, okay? Down those two beads, and it kind of straightens everything out. There we go. See that? So now this strand and that strand need to match. So, the home stretch, a 3 mil, 2 spacers, 1 bronze, 1 spacer, 2 rose alabaster, 1 spacer, 1 bronze, 1 spacer, 1 4 mil, 2 spacers, 1 3 mil, and a picot. Come on. Alita, congratulations. You're signing your retirement papers. Merry Christmas to you. What a great gift. I know my mom, when she was retiring, I think she was saying she was a little worried about, you know, retirement and time, and then she retired and never looked back. My mom settled into retiring, I think, the day after she retired. There we go. And this, and that's it. And I'm going to go up these two here. Okay. So now, tighten these up. Come on. There we go. This is ready for a screenshot. Look at that bronze. I love it. Right? Really. It's really good, if I do say so myself. I think, though, we definitely need something up there. I've got just a couple of minutes, so I just want to see how the inside's going to look. Okay, I don't have to finish it off, but let's start with a new thread. Okay, this I'm going to come back in. Maybe I'll just weave it off right now, because I'll start with a new thread up there. This thread's too short. Though I could just knot a new thread on here like Danielle showed us, but I think I'm just going to add another one. See how in this base row right here, I'm going to use that base row to kind of do that. Okay, that's enough. And I'm going to come in and under tension, clip that thread away. So this could be it. This could just be done, right? Like that. But let's see how something on the interior might look. So let me rethread another needle. We may reject it. We may just want to keep it like this. I don't know. These spacers are gold. The spacer that I'm using is the SPR3 4202. Okay. Yeah, don't worry, Leslie. I won't leave you hanging. We'll make a decision. Maybe no picot. Maybe picot is gilding the lily. Maybe I need just 1 row or 2 rows of the 11s because I want something smaller because it's on the inside. So let me come in. I'm going to start up top here. I'm going to come through here. No, this way. I'm going to come up. Maybe I just need to knot it. I was going to try and weave it in, but you know what? I think I'm going to knot this thread in place, and then maybe I'll weave the tail in. Let me get, I know you can't see. There we go. Yeah, I think I just made my new favorite earring. I'm not kidding. I'm going to wear the heck out of these. There we go. And I've got plenty of tail then to weave this back in. Okay. So now let me just do a 2 drop. So I need to pick up 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. It's a smaller space on the interior. So let's see what happens. And if we don't like it, we can take it out, right? So I'm going to go around. There's no way to know unless we experiment, right? I'm going to stick it through right here. And come through. The fire line I'm using is crystal. Really fades. There's 2. 2 might be too much. Maybe just 1, right? Let me take this out. We have to audition it. Let me unthread the needle. I'm playing with fire here. Maybe my first instinct was correct to picot. So let me take these off. I have the world's longest piece of thread, which I might cut down because it's kind of ridiculous. Let me cut this down a little bit. All right. Let me see if I can get this through that 8 without a needle. And that 11 without a needle, just to get it out of my flippin' way. Come on, no. Well, at least it's pointing up and not down. All right, so there's the 10. I need to thread the needle. I'm talking myself through this. Can you tell? Thread the needle. Picot. So an 11-aught, a 15, an 11. Back behind. And through that opening where these 2 beads are. Okay. Yeah, the Melange monthly mix was really good. We've got some mixes coming for you folks that I promise you're going to love. We're going to do movies is our theme next year. Let me see if I can get this right. And the first one that we're starting with is my favorite movie of all time, Gosford Park. Number one, I love Robert Altman. Number two, that's what started screenwriter Julian Fellows, who did the screenwriting for Downton Abbey. This kind of started that whole thing. So if you haven't seen it, watch it so that you know what my monthly mix is all about in January. Then Miranda's doing the monthly mix in February. You guys are going to love that. It's based on another one of my favorite movies of all time, but she picked it. I did not. And it's going to be Pretty in Pink. Yeah, look at that interior. I think that works out for me. Okay, let me do a couple of these. So for that picot stitch, just as a reminder, it's the green, the 15-aught, and then the 11-aught, the bronze. For Miranda, this is how devoted she is. She is literally, you should open those windows. Will that help?
I was going to say, I didn't realize it was sunny outside.
Yeah. Open the curtains. She's literally filling orders in the dark. I made this, well, half dark, yeah. But, you know.
It's like spring outside.
Oh, I like that story. Oh, it does look like spring. Look at it. It's nice and bright out there. Yeah. Right? I think I'm going to say yes to this. I do like the contemporary look of it being open, but I also like this embellished. I'm only going to do it down to there, I think, for now, but I'll do all the sides. But I just want to do enough so that you folks can see it. And then I'll finish it up and we'll post the finished earring for you, okay? So you'll be able to see it with a project map and everything, because I really hope you make some of these. Okay. There we go. And remember, to do the picot, you put on the green, which is the 15-aught, the 11, which is the bronze. Then I poke it through. I'm going to go through these two beads here from the front, let them lay in place right there, then come in through the back, or you can do it reverse, it doesn't matter, and go out that 11-aught. Okay. Let's turn the corner so you can see how I turn the corner, okay? So tighten that up. I think one more picot should do it. So this 15, this 11. I'm going to go through right there. I'm going to go around the back. Go through this one. There we go. Nice. So now I'm just going to come in. Where am I going to put my next picot? I think what I'm going to do is this. I'm going to pretend like I'm starting a new row here. So I'm going to come through the bottom. so it's kind of sound, right? I'll go through the front and I'll put on, I think, a complete picot. 1, 2, and 3. Like that, so it starts over a little bit, right? I'll bring my needle here. Come up through bead number 3 in the picot. Can you see that? Sorry, I'm trying to stay centered here. Slide everything into place and see, it's like I started a new picot row right there. So I'll finish that picot row off and then I'll turn. So I think that works. This little bead here on the end wants to turn. So I think I'll stitch through again. I'll stitch through here. This 11-aught, or this 15. That 10, or that 11, because I want it to lie flat. There we go. Around the back so it makes it sit flat on the finding. Go back up that 11, back through that 15. This is an awful lot of thread for that 15, but I think it'll be okay. There we go. Now can you see, I'm going to zoom in on this. That little turnaround, let me make sure that that picot is sitting correctly. Okay. So now my ear wire is just going to come and it's just going to attach right there. Okay, I'm going to attach it because I want to see the length on this. You know what we're going to do. I'm going to come in and finish this, but we're going to picot, 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 and picot all the way around and end it just right there. That's what we're going to do. Okay, so you get the idea for that. Let me go ahead and add this on. The ring on the ear wire is connecting, spacing in the right way. So we'll open this up, slide that on. So let me do that. Let me zoom out a little. Oh, and you guys are still with me. Thank you. We've run over just a little bit, but we're going to open that up. There we go. Slide that on. Close that up. And now we're ready. We're ready to go. So I'm going to take this needle off. You're going to see this on me with all the threads hanging off. But here I am. Oh, you can see a workman right out behind me. Let me turn this. Let me turn so I'm not like in the window here. Let me turn this around. There we go. That's a little bit better. This ear right here. How does it look? I love it. I've got a string, but if I didn't have the string, it would look amazing. Love it, love it. Super fun. It's my new favorite earring. I love a big earring. All right, so my friends, I will have Drea add and take away some of the pieces, right, that are on the listing, so you have it all. I am really excited to hear and see what you folks do with this technique. Now, you don't have to make them as opulent. This is a pretty opulent piece, which I love. If you want to make them a little smaller, we've got smaller connectors, smaller hoops. So this is really something where you can do you, but we'll take a nice photo. But you can see here how it's all finished up. I'll finish that that picot around the inside here. Yeah, totally 80s. I was so into wearing 2 different earrings all through high school. So just par for the course for me, for sure. Well, my friends, that is it. No Saturday stitch-in tomorrow. I'm sorry. I have I look like an old-time newscaster with this thing coming down. Dateline Fresno. But I will, we'll be doing some Christmas things and stuff tomorrow. So, and next Wednesday is Christmas Day. So I won't be hopping in for a broadcast. So I will see you 1 week from today, right here on Free Tip Friday. I wanted to wish all of you out there, from all of us here at Bead Shop, a very happy holidays, however you spend it. Really, relax, take a breather, keep an eye out on your newsletters. We've got some little things that are going to pop in for you for the holiday. And keep also tuned to the newsletters. We are almost caught up with all of the orders, so be assured that whatever you order is going to ship out to you pretty quickly. And in the next week, we'll be really solidly caught up, but we're real close here. We're ending the week on a really great note. So my dear friends, Merry, Merry Christmas from all of us here at Bead Shop. Happy Hanukkah, blessed solstice, happy Kwanzaa, or if the 25th of December is just another day for you, have a good rest. All right. Thank you so much. We super appreciate you, and I'll see you a week from today right back here. Thanks, everybody. Talk to you soon.